A key part of our advisory work focuses on helping companies manage their cash flow. Cash is king, and never more so than in the current environment when there's so much uncertainty. Liquidity allows a board of directors to be as agile as possible in making decisions to best protect their business. But there's a difference between the theory and the practice, and asking the right questions is key to making sure you get cash flow management right. Here are a few tips on deciding which payments to make when you're dealing with your cash flow. Firstly, I'd strongly suggest that most businesses prepare weekly forecasts as well as monthly ones. To have a good grip on cash, you need detail. Secondly, a cash flow is only as good as the assumptions used to prepare it, so you need to make sure you understand them. For example, if historically your projections have assumed debtors are going to pay within 30 days, that needs to be rethought. I'll come back to debtors shortly. In analysing the cash flow and considering who should be paid, here's a couple of key questions to ask. Firstly, what's the short-term impact of not making a payment? For example, HMRC have confirmed businesses can defer VAT payments up to the 30th of June without any interest or penalties. So there's no negative effect in not making that payment, and you'll have extra funds available to manage your ongoing business. Directors have to be tough in taking decisions on which payments are truly business critical. Secondly, when you're making those business critical payments, continue to try and manage the amount of cash being paid out. As long as you can retain funds, you can continue to make decisions based on what's in front of you. When looking at your cash, however, it's important to remember a couple of key points. The amounts being deferred are still owed, so it would be helpful to have, alongside your cash flow, a profit and loss and a balance sheet so you can understand how the balance sheet of your company is changing. Also, wherever possible, communicate with your creditors. Apart from anything else, it's awful having to field call after call from people chasing their debts. Turning to debtors for a moment, those people who owe you money, you need to bear in mind the approach that most companies are going to make when they're managing their cash. Why would they pay you at the moment? Look at those debtors who've been difficult historically or those who've had previous payment plans with you, and consider where they're going to be collectible in the future. Also, be careful about relying on promise payments and empathise with your debtors. They may truly believe they're going to pay you when they tell you they will, but their circumstances may change. They may not be paid by a debtor they were relying on. It's an uncomfortable truth, but a reality, especially in this environment, that a director's first duty is to act in the best interest of the company and all its creditors, not simply pay suppliers because of a moral obligation. These are really tough times, and management information and communication is key. Always take advice from your accountants and solicitors, and if you're concerned about whether you're getting it right, firms like Quantuma can provide expert advice.